What's up, everybody? This is Jimmy Chang. I'm back again talking about the Onewheel and my other favorite way to get around, the Tesla. I'll also be talking about the frunk in the Model S and the Model 3 and whether or not you can fit a Onewheel into the frunk. I'll also be talking about my experiences with Tesla service. So, let's get started. I'd like to start off talking about the similarities between the two companies, Tesla and Onewheel, and what I have seen during my short time of ownership of each device. Number one, both the Tesla and Future Motion make amazing, innovative electric devices that are used to move people. And when I say move people, I mean both physically move someone from point A to point B, but I also mean to emotionally move people with their beautifully crafted products that are such unique experiences, completely different from anything you've ever experienced. And so the frunk is pretty new. If you've never owned an electric vehicle, this is the frunk, which is the front trunk. And in this Model S loaner, which I was able to use for a day, you can see here that the Model S can fit your Onewheel, a helmet, and a backpack nicely. And so it's a spacious frunk in a nice place to conveniently put your Onewheel where it will be out of sight from prying eyes of thieves. So back to the similarities between the two companies. We talked about how they make innovative electric devices used to move people. I'd say number two, both Tesla and Future Motion make luxury and premium products that are pretty expensive. People pay a lot of money to get their hands on these devices, and likewise, people expect a lot from both companies, having thrown down so much hard-earned cash to be able to call themselves a Tesla owner or a Onewheel owner. Both Tesla and Future Motion have a passionate community that supports them. There are online communities and discussion groups that focus on all things Tesla or all things Onewheel. You can find support and answers to your questions online or on YouTube. And lastly, both companies have gone through very similar growing pains. At first, they both struggled mightily with production and delivery of their products. This resulted in long wait times, and now we're seeing quality issues with both the Tesla and Future Motion's Onewheel. The Tesla Model 3 is notorious for having minor body cosmetic issues with panel gaps and paint imperfections. There are many reports in the Onewheel community of new Onewheels bricking. These are quality issues that are resulting in huge strains on customer support and customer service on both companies. And here I am waiting patiently at the Tesla Service Center. While I was here, I had the opportunity to visit the showroom and to try to put my Onewheel into the frunk. I already knew the answer to this, but I thought it'd be fun to do, and the people in the showroom were pretty interested in the Onewheel. Unfortunately, the frunk is not deep enough. It's more shallow than on the S, and so in the Model 3, you cannot fit your Onewheel into the frunk.
Yeah, it'll fit in the back.
Alright, so as I am leaving Tesla, on my way to go pick up a rental car from Enterprise, which I will explain in detail in a bit, let's talk about customer support from both companies, Onewheel and Tesla. Let's start with Onewheel, since that one will be shorter. The folks at Future Motion have been supportive and helpful. The problem is getting a hold of them because they're short-staffed and because they're overwhelmed with the service issues that are coming in. It takes a long time to get a response, and so it took a long time for me to get a response to my issue with my front footplate. Future Motion felt bad, and so they sent me a care package after they took care of my front footplate, and that included some goodies and this postcard. It was a small gesture, but it went a long way to show me that they do care about their customers. And so that's my Onewheel issue that I had to deal with their customer support. Now on to the Tesla customer support. So in my experience, Tesla support has been a headache. In my case, I found them to be disorganized and overwhelmed with all the work that is coming in from all the newly sold Teslas. This results in extremely long wait times. When I took delivery of my Tesla, there were some issues, cosmetic body issues, paint imperfections, panel gaps that the delivery specialist from Tesla acknowledged and documented and said it would just take a few weeks to get fixed. Well, those few weeks turned into a few months, and now I'm just getting this addressed. The problem with Tesla is their phone hold times are crazy long. I have spent hours on hold just to get through to try to speak to someone about an issue. Another issue is misinformation and confusion is commonplace. One agent will tell you one thing, while another agent will tell you another. One example is an agent told me that I needed to personally call and schedule approved body shops to get the paintwork done. I had to do it myself, and I was given a list to do this. When I spent several hours researching the different paint shops and finding a place that would take me. Body shops are very busy this time of year because of winter storms, hailstorms that have caused body damage to cars. When I finally spoke to a different Tesla agent, I was told that they were supposed to do that, and they were surprised that I was asked to do that work. And so another example, yesterday. So I spent an hour waiting on hold trying to figure out whether or not there would be a car waiting for me when I would drop off my Tesla for its body work. I was told that because of the time of year there were no loaners, no Tesla loaners, and no rental cars available, and that I would just have to use Uber or Lyft. I told the agent that was unacceptable, and that I didn't spend all this money on a Tesla so that I could be using Uber or Lyft for the next few weeks. The agents then came up with a solution to reschedule the body work to a different date. And I was thinking in my head, are you kidding me? I've waited months for this appointment. I'm not going to reschedule so I can be put in the end of some line just because they don't have a car for me. And so the agent worked really hard, was able to find a Tesla loaner that I could take when I dropped off my car. I thought that was a great solution. I even called back a second time a few hours later, spoke to a separate agent who said, yes, there is a Tesla loaner waiting for me. So I took the hour-long commute from where I worked that day to the Tesla service center. And when I got there, I was confronted by another Tesla agent that I had yet to speak to. And I say confronted because this agent was quite grumpy and unpleasant and said that I could not have the Tesla loaner because the Tesla loaner was for people dropping off cars to be repaired at Tesla and not for people dropping off cars to be taken to other sites where body work would be done. This agent then went on to make it seem like the error and the miscommunication was my fault, even went so far to say that, imply that I deceived the other agents into tricking them into getting me this Tesla loaner. And, to top it all off, Enterprise was closed, and so I couldn't get a rental car. It was a very awkward situation, to say the least. I ended up working with a different Tesla agent who heard the whole conversation, was very apologetic about the whole thing. We came to a compromise that I would take the Tesla loaner for one night. I would go to my appointments that night and early the next morning, and then I would return the Tesla Model S loaner the next day in exchange for a rental car at Enterprise. So the whole thing was very uncomfortable. I'm not a confrontational guy, but I'm still upset with how I was treated. The purpose of sharing this is not to get anyone in trouble. I'm not naming any names. The person who treated me poorly probably had a long, hard day. I give him the benefit of the doubt. It's a stressful time to be working at Tesla, having to deal with all these impatient and frustrated Tesla owners. And personally, I think if I worked there, I would probably go nuts speaking to Tesla owners about their car issues all day. Elon Musk has said that Tesla was going through a production hell. Then he said they were going through a delivery hell. Well, now I think Tesla and their owners are going through something called a service hell. I guess it's the growing pains of a new company. Tesla is a great car to drive. I love it. I've been a fanboy for a long time. My Model 3 reservation was made back in day one in March of 2016. It was a very long wait, but I was super excited to pick it up, and I was super excited to be shown my car by Sean Mitchell, who is a popular Tesla YouTuber. If you're interested, you could check him out on his channel. But Sean showed me my car, and his videos have been a great resource to me. So I hope and expect that future Motion and Tesla will sort through their service issues and that call and hold times and service wait times will be reduced. I also expect that Tesla employees will get on the same page so there will be less confusion and misinformation to their customers. No matter how great a product is, I don't think any customer should go through the treatment that I experienced yesterday. The Model 3 is the third biggest purchase I've ever made in my life, and that's only after my home and my student loans. After last night's experience and treatment, a part of me wishes I'd stuck with my old Subaru. But deep down inside, I know that these are growing pains of new companies, and you're going to have to take the good with the bad. Every time I step in my car, the Tesla, I love it. Every time I get on my Onewheel, I love it. And so, don't get me wrong, both are great products. So, thanks for watching, thanks for listening to this rant, and I will catch you in the next one.